Hey there, welcome to day 3 of the 40-day Get Up and Go Challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and I'm doing this all out of order. I've had a crazy week. If you're paying attention to what's going on in the world, we now have, on top of COVID-19, which is the reason I started doing this challenge in the first place, we've got pandemonium and rioting and craziness going on throughout much of the United States, which is where I'm recording from. And as such, and in addition to that, of course, I've still got my life going on, and there's things in my life that I'm wrapping up that were pre-COVID-19, pre my life now, pre-everything, that had to be loose ends that needed to be tied up and needed to be dealt with. Primarily in my personal relationship. My divorce is now finally final, and all of the assets that we shared together have been divided, and all that's done. And I could go on and on about that, but it has nothing to do with the Get Up and Go Challenge, yet it does. Things happen to us in our lives that require us to decide consciously, what am I going to do next? Yes, this thing happened outside of my control, and some of it's inside of our control, but a lot of the stuff that happens to us in our lives is outside of our control. And then we get to decide, what am I going to do about that? How am I going to respond? Am I going to curl up in a little ball and cry and be sad for months? Or am I going to say, yep, that happened. What does it mean to me? And how can I change that meaning? How can I morph that meaning? What can I do with that causes me to, instead of curling up and dying, say, boom, I've got this. I'm going to stand up, I'm going to jump up, and I'm going to get up and go, and I'm going to change this. Now, I probably should have gone through this challenge and started out with, a lot of times I'll start with, what's in it for you? Why do you even want to do a challenge? We'll do that in a day or so. Today I already started on the track. What do you want? What do you really, really want? Day 2. And today I want to talk about why you want it. And then we'll go back. We got 40 days that we can do this. So it doesn't have to be in the exact prime order to get everything crammed into 5 days, right? Because I don't know about you, but I've done lots of 5-day challenges, and I've gotten this teeny tiny result in one area or aspect of my life. But that's all it is. It's one teeny tiny result in one area of my life. And that's awesome when I want to make small incremental changes. But sometimes I want to make a massive global change in my life. I don't want to just change my life a little. I want to make a huge change. And a 40-day period gives you and I the opportunity to make a big, massive, major change in the direction of our life and in the trajectory of our life. Now, we're not going to make it in all 7 areas of our life. Remember, there's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, of course, relationships, huge, and contribution. How we impact the world, how we show up in the world is how I define contribution. You can define it, and you can define each of these any way you want. That's one of the cool things about being a human being. We get to decide what everything means. So, day 1, we talked about what do you want in each of those 7 areas of your life. And which area of your life, I'm going to say pick one to start, and let's go through the process so we can own the process of dealing with difficulties, handling challenges, and I'm not going to say making them your bitch, because everybody says stuff like that. It's not really me. But how are you going to win over any situation that comes up in your life? This challenge is made to equip you with the ability to deal with whatever happens. And I will say up to and including death, because I did that. I tried that. I tried being dead, and it didn't stick. So if I can overcome that, you can overcome absolutely anything that is showing up and happening in your life right now. Is it going to be easy? No, absolutely. Was it easy to still be here after having a sudden cardiac arrest? No. But what was the alternative? The alternative was to be gone, and I wasn't ready to be done yet, and I don't think you are either, or you wouldn't be listening to a Get Up and Go challenge. So today, let's talk about the formula that I shared in the title, why times 7 equals exclamation point. What the heck does that mean? Now, I've always known that to give yourself leverage and to make any change that you want, not only do you have to decide what you want, but you have to think about why you want it. Why the heck do you want the thing that you say that you want? If I want a new car, why do I want a new car? If I don't have a reason, or reasons usually, to want that new car, I'm not going to be willing to do what it takes to find a way to get resourceful, to get the resources that I can exchange for that new vehicle, right? And maybe it's a payment plan, doesn't matter. Maybe it's a lump sum. Maybe I have a successful something, or I win the lottery and I get that car. But I won't even put the mental energy into achieving that goal, getting that thing, if I don't know why I want it. Why is the fuel, why is the rocket fuel to anything that we want? Now, I always learned, in a long, long time ago, and I don't even remember when, now it was probably 30 some years ago, if not longer, that when you're asking yourself why, you can say, well, why do I want that? Well, duh, I want more money. Why do I want to build $1 million business? Well, because I want more money. Well, okay, nice. Everybody wants more money, right? I don't know hardly anyone on the planet that doesn't want more resources for something, but what do you want that money for? So I was taught, you ask yourself why and you go deep, right? You ask yourself why and you go 5 layers deep. Recently, actually earlier this year, from Dean Graziosi, and I probably heard it a year ago, but I did not listen to it because Dean's taught it for a long time. You don't just go 5 layers deep, you go 7 layers deep. And why does that matter? Because we want to know why, right? It matters because when you peel back your own onion, your own reasoning, your own thinking, it digs down deep into your subconscious level, not just the surface things. The first 4 or so are pretty surface. The 5th one, the 5th layer deep, is getting just below the layer of the surface, right? Of the reason you really want it. And most of us, me included, we stop there because we don't really want to go super deep and find out why we want it on more of a level than just a conscious level. We don't want to go to the subconscious and say, well, why do I really, really want this? And so Dean Graziosi is the one who introduced me to the concept of going 7 layers deep. And I will admit, when I first did it, I was skeptical too. I didn't think that 2 more layers would really make that big of a difference to me in terms of driving me and motivating me and giving me the fire in my belly, as they say, to really want to go for something at a higher level. But it did. And you can see I've done this several times now, and I've done it in different areas of my life. And I've said, okay, what is the thing that I want? I put that on the top of the piece of paper, and then I go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I ask myself, okay, what is the basic reason that I want something? So I could use that for my physical health. Why do I want to be physically healthy? And then I can ask myself why every time to get at it. Well, I want to, I don't know if I did this one. Why do I want to be physically healthy? Why do I want to grow my business? Why do I want to have good relationships with my kids? Why do I want to have a decent relationship with my ex? Why do I want to whatever? What is it that I want? And then why do I want it? And why do I want it on the most basic level? And it usually has something to do with, at the very basic level, a very surface, very materialistic, very concrete, physically able to understand, and everybody could see it and understand and agree with why you would want that. And usually those first 3 whys or so, 3 or 4, are like that. They're things that are universal, and everybody would agree, yeah, I want more money, I want more time with my family, I want, and then you go up or down deeper to find out why. And as you get to those last 2 things, it's really personally eye-opening and awakening in terms of what comes up. For me, what came up that surprised me a lot, but other people could probably have told me this about myself because of the way I act and behave and make decisions and choices, is that I don't want to feel stupid. And I was surprised when that popped into my mind. It was about the 6th why, right? Of why I want to, well, actually, let's go through one. Let's do why I want to do the Get Up and Go Challenge. Why I originally started the Get Up and Go Challenge. The whole month of April, I did this as a 30-day challenge. And I taught people how to handle, how to deal with any challenge or anything that comes up in your life or with respect to your business that you could not possibly have imagined. I don't think anyone in any of their, except maybe the government, in any of their contingency plans, and I've done contingency plans for some of the biggest corporations on the planet, and for my own businesses, nowhere in my contingency plan did I have a pandemic. What do I do if a pandemic happens and my business is shut down? That was nowhere in my contingency plans. And I've literally done dozens of contingency plans for all different size businesses for decades now. We've been doing contingency plans since I had my very first business. When I had my ice business, what was my contingency plan if my regular driver couldn't drive for me? Because I was only 13 when I did that. So we have to have that. But nobody had COVID-19, and I don't think very many people might have had pandemics and riots or terrorist attacks or things in their contingency plans. But I know in my small businesses I didn't have those. So why did I start doing this challenge? My 7th one was to help people, I need my magnifying glass, was to help people move through and respond to the challenge process faster, and to deal with the ramifications and the pain and all of the things that come up whenever you're faced with a challenge due to COVID-19 faster. That was my big reason. And why did I want to do that? My next why, number 6, was better prepare them for changes and transition. Because guess what? Even when we have lesser challenges, lesser transitions required, lesser change or pivots, they come up in our businesses and in our lives all the time. When is the last time you went through an entire week and nothing unusual or out of the ordinary happened in your individual life? Me, I don't remember a single week in my life where something didn't come up. And usually it's on a daily basis. So if we have a process and an ability and a system to automatically to push that process and that way of handling it in a positive, productive way that yields results that benefit us, if we have that built into our foundation, into our subconscious, we just automatically default to that process, will we be better off? Yes. And so I wanted to make sure people had and were better prepared for handling change. 5, I said, well, why do I want that? Because I want to reduce doubt, worry, fear, and panic and pain that folks are experiencing, including me, myself, and my family, and people I love and care about, due to this particular pandemic and crisis. Then I asked myself, well, why do I want that? I said, to make a positive difference in a meaningful way and in a difficult situation, to move up how we're handling with the situation. And then I said, well, why do I want that for 4? I said that 4 was make a positive difference in a messed up situation. 3 was feel like doing something to prepare and help people to make their lives better, and to make, by helping people to individually make their lives better, it helps to make the world a better place. And then 2 was find the reason, good, better world in all of this. So try to figure out and find what is the lesson learned here, I guess is what that means. What is really happening there. And my number 1 reason for doing this Get Up and Go challenge was to get some control and to do what I can do in a weird situation, and to positively contribute to the world, not negatively, and to make me feel, by doing something positive, that I'm contributing to the situation in a positive way, not in a negative way. So that was my 7 layers deep for why do I want to do the Get Up and Go challenge. And then, like I said, sometimes things come up that are things we didn't even realize were happening. I did one for my business and the level of business I personally want to create, 7 layers deep, and that's where the one came up that I don't want to feel stupid. And not wanting to feel stupid goes all the way back to like 1st and 2nd grade, when I had some experiences in school, and come to find out by about 4th grade that it was because I couldn't frickin' see. I couldn't see anything. My vision was so bad that I had to have Coke bottle glasses. And so for the first 4 years of my school experience, I felt stupid, and I didn't even know that the world looked different to other people. Because, you know, when we're in a situation, when we're in our life, we only feel it through the filter of our own experiences, through our own feelings and our own experiences, and the things that happen to us and around us, and how we respond to them. So until I was in 4th grade, I didn't even know that I couldn't see squat, and that everybody else could see the world in a totally different way than I could. And so that has hung with me throughout my entire life until I did this exercise, this why, 7 layers deep, to realize that I do a lot of things and I make a lot of decisions and choices so that I don't look stupid, so I don't feel stupid in situations. And I guarantee, and I'm really curious to see when you do this today, because this is our assignment. Pick one thing that you want to change in this 40-day period. Pick the one area: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, relationships, contribution, or finances. Those 7 areas. Pick one of the 7 and then do this why for those. And guess what? At this point, I've now done that for all of those areas of my life, because I'm working on all of them a little bit, some more than others. Right now, for the 40-day period, I'm going all in on the physical, because I have done the COVID-15, like the freshman 15, and I have let my health and my habits slip during COVID. I could make excuses, but the fact is I have let them slip. you know, and instead of making reasons and excuses and saying, well, these are all the reasons that that's happened, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hold myself personally 100% accountable and responsible for making the change I want to see in myself and in the world. And that's one of mine's going to be physical. So I'm going to do the 7 whys, and I can share it in the comments below if you'd like. My 7 whys for why I need to get myself back in physical shape, the physical shape and the energy level and the health that I know is right for me. Maybe you're going to pick financial, whatever is the most important one for you personally right now. It's just a snapshot in time, but this is a way to compress time and actually make it feel like miracles are happening in your life, in one area of your life in a 40-day period. So pick the area and then ask yourself, why do I want that? You know, and think about what's the vision of what you really want. I really want to get to it. It's not even a certain weight because I don't even have a scale. My daughter got a scale, but it's that kind that has the electric pulse in it that measures different things in your body, and I have an ICD, so I'm not allowed, because it could set off my ICD, to use that scale, use that technology. And I think I probably can. I'm going to look into it more. But for right now, I don't want to weigh myself every day anyway. For decades, I weighed myself every day, and it usually didn't contribute positively to my self-esteem and the way I felt about myself. So that's not even, it's not even a number that's going to be the issue. But I do have to find something measurable. Anyway, that's the topic for another day. 7 whys. Today's action item, ask yourself, pick your area, and then ask yourself, why do I want that? Why do I want that? And go really, really deep. And see if you don't have a shift at about 4, 5, 6, 7, or 6 and 7 for sure, that you go deep and you have an aha about your life that says, oh my God, I didn't even realize that this was still operating on my subconscious level and impacting my decisions, my choices, my feelings, and my beliefs about different aspects of my life that I didn't even realize. Love to hear those. Share in the comments below your ahas. You don't have to share all 7 if you don't want to, because that can get really, really personal, and that's really vulnerable and scary. Make sure you're sharing it in the group, not on the page, because the group is a private group, and that way we have, you know, more, it's less scary to share it in the group than it is on the page. But share those and get ready for tomorrow, because we're going to knock your socks off with something. Take care, have an awesome day, and I will be with you tomorrow. Get up, go, we got this. Bye.